Good evening. How's everybody doing? Good. I need everybody to do me a favor. Would you please physically check your phone and make sure it's on silent or vibrate? I want to make sure that we're squared away. Please physically check it. Please physically check it and make sure everything's fine. Trying to pull up the socks. You know what I mean? You got to buy some new socks now.
Thanks, love.
I sure hope so. But that ain't what I want, that's why I'm breaking. So we're all good? Everybody physically check the phone and how y'all always put that in front of you? Okay. Here we go. All hearts and minds clear. Mr. Durham, you okay? You okay?
Yes, sir. Good.
You good? Mr. Moore, you good? Commissioner Pearson, you good? Good job. Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome to the City of Douglas Mayor and Commission. This will serve as our work session on this November 25th, 2019. As always, we'll turn it over to our city manager to get started. Mr. Charles Davis, how you doing?
Doing well, Mayor. First item will be the review of the November 14th minutes.
Mayor, City Clerk and I have gone over those and made a few changes, and you guys should have the revised copy in front of you. Everything looks great, so I'd make a motion to just go on our consent agenda.
Okay, those were just grammatical errors.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir. Well,
Okay.
one number, but we got, everything's good. Everything's good.
So I didn't do a revise because it was just grammatical, it wasn't nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
We're good?
All right.
Mr. Moore? Commissioner Pearson?
Consent.
Mr. Taylor? Mr. Durham?
Consent?
Mayor, for the next item, we're going to rearrange the order, moving number item 5 up to the second slot here for sake of travel distance. Georgia Henderson will be discussing the memorandum of agreement with the Georgia Department of Community Affairs.
Good
Okay.
evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This agenda item is on the agenda for the purpose tonight to be recognized by the Georgia Department of Community Affairs for the City of Douglas receiving our planned first destination again for another 3 years. And also, we need you all to approve tonight on the 7 o'clock meeting for Mayor Paul to execute the memorandum of agreement between the City of Douglas and the Georgia Department of Community Affairs, which will be effective January 1st through December 31st. Ms. Ebony Simpson is here tonight. She is the Planning and Outreach Training Coordinator with DCA, and she wants to make some comments about the Plan First program before she heads up and on the road. So we're going to bring Ms. Ebony up.
That's what I'm talking about. Somebody bringing good news to the City of Douglas. Ms. Ebony, how you doing?
Good. Hello, Mr. Mayor. Hello, Commissioners.
Hi there.
It is an honor to join you all today to present you all with the redesignation of the your redesignation of the Plan First program. The Plan First program is a program that rewards and recognizes communities who successfully and consistently implement their comprehensive plan. And y'all have done so. Y'all have done it for the past 3 years, and we look forward to y'all to continue to do the excellent work that you all are doing. The award will officially, we'll have a Plan First Day at the Capitol, so hopefully we'll see some of y'all in January or February. But we wanted to come to the community to recognize y'all in front of your citizens. So some of the benefits or incentives that you all
There we
will
go.
get.
What are we talking about? Talk to me. We're talking about dollars now.
That's right. It's the opportunity to apply for the Community Development Block Grant Program annually during the duration of the program. You have the opportunity to get a 0.5% reduction, interest rate reduction on a GFA loan. You have the opportunity to get 100 basis point reduction should you all apply for DCA's Downtown Development Revolving Loan Fund Program, the Redevelopment Fund Program, as well as DCA's Employment Incentive Fund, Employment Incentive Program as well. So there are a variety of incentives, but of course, as you all sign that memorandum of agreement, there are some things that are some expectations on your end. In Georgia and the City of Douglas, y'all have already done a great job on your end, so we expect that the expectations will continue. And those are having a staff person that is devoted to being a partner and participating in some of the Plan First activities. these, and y'all have done so. So one of the things I do want to say, Mr. Mayor, I feel like that I am on annual leave, so I came all the way here and I'm on vacation, so Georgia probably saw that. But I feel like I'm home, so y'all don't tell Irene Murray that I'm in town.
It's okay. But you're live, so she knows.
Right, so, but Douglas is home, and y'all are doing some really good things, and I look forward to some of the excellent things that y'all will continue to do. So thank you, Mr. Mayor. On behalf of the Department of Community Affairs, once again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Good job. So now, thank you.
Yes.
What?
Is that a
What?
certificate or something?
Yes, that's a certificate.
You wanna get a picture? Come on, I don't have my suit
Most
on.
definitely get a picture.
I'm suit on. That isn't even right. Ain't even right. Hold on for a second. Good Lord, man. They know we was taking a picture. Right, hold on.
Get ready.
Okay, have to do all this here to get straight. See, the women have to go through a lot of things, the guys have to go through a lot of things that look like this too.
Yes.
I heard that, Charlie. I heard that.
Focus this way.
Fix your right sleeve, Mary.
Oh, yeah. You see that? You bothered with me, Giant Chuck. We good? I'm good. One more.
He messed it up. Thank you.
Good deal. Thank you very much. God bless. All right. We still have to take an action on that, correct? Good deal. All right.
Yes, Mayor, that still needs to go forward.
Right.
In some fashion.
I'll wait for Commissioner Pearson to come around. As the city manager said, we actually jumped down to number 5, and Commissioner Pearson, we still have to sign the memorandum of understanding or agreement. Consent or your comments?
Yes, consent.
Mr. Moore? Mr. Taylor? Consent. Consent. Mr. Mayor Pro Tem? Yes. Good on the consent?
Yes, sir.
On that?
Thank you.
What we done on the consent so far was item number 1 and item number 5. Okay?
Yes.
Mr. Davis, take a quick look at them. If you have some questions, we'll stop and address those, okay? If not, we're gonna move on to item number 2.
Item number 2, discuss the Recreation Commission vacancy. That'd be Stevie Young, Parks and Recreation Director. Or Wells, sorry, Wells.
Steve, look a little different.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
As he said, this item is concerning the Recreation Commission vacancies. As of December 31st of this year, we will have 3 seats expiring. The terms will expire. So right now we're seeking your approval to move forward with the advertising for these positions to be filled before the new year comes in. So we'll have a full board, a brand new board, starting in January.
Okay, we'll carry that forward and announce it during the regular meeting, and we'll move on. Good deal? Anybody have any questions? Mr. Durham?
I'm okay with
You
it.
good?
Are any of the ones that are serving on the board now, they interested?
Well, we still have to advertise. They would have to resubmit.
Well, we have, just to answer that question, we have 3 positions coming up for vacant. All but one has expressed their desire to come back and serve again.
So we'll carry it forward. We'll do it under the lights and do the advertising. Okay?
Next item 3, discuss the fee waiver request for Gymnasium B, Willis Crockett, Parks and Recreation.
We have a group who has requested that a fee be waived for Gymnasium B. Today I'd like to introduce Scott Harper and also Jose Reyes of the Lowndes County Police Athletic League. They'll come up and tell us a little bit about their organization.
Mr. Mayor.
Good
My name is
evening, how you
Jose
doing?
Perez. Sir, my name is Jose Perez, Deputy of Lowndes County, West Georgia. Started a nonprofit called Lowndes County Sheriff Pal. It's a police athletic league. And we're here today to talk about forming a partnership and using the gym, the Central Square Gym right here in Douglas, to do some boxing, kickboxing, MMA, and grappling. Have you guys heard of Battle of the Badges? Like law enforcement, it's going to be really focused on law enforcement, firefighters, police officers, deputies, EMTs, that kind of thing. But it's open to everybody. The reason why I'm looking at Douglas is because Scott Harper knows everybody in the fight game. Boxing, kickboxing, grappling, it's all amateur, yes sir, all amateur. It's a sanctioned event through IKF, the International Kickboxing Federation. So these events cost some money to put on, so we're asking a waiver with the gym. We're looking at March, April of next year, do our first event. All the money that we raise for this is going to be non-profit, so it goes back to the gym, Central Square Gym with Steve, and then we can put it back to the community and give out donations here and there.
Okay, let me make sure I get that right. So, you're seeking us to waive the fees, then you're gonna hold an event, and all the money that you make, you're giving it back to the Parks and Recreation?
Yes, sir. Stays here.
Okay, that's an easy decision.
And we have, like I said, if you've ever seen a Battle of Badges, they have a really big one in Jacksonville, Florida, and Atlanta, Georgia. The big peach events. It really brings the community together. If we can get, especially if we get the sheriff and police chiefs to attend the event. Very exciting. They're 3 2-minute rounds for boxing, kickboxing, UFC, and the grappling is 5-minute rounds. 3
Right.
5-minute rounds.
Good
You
deal.
mentioned though that they're expensive to host or expensive to hold, so what are your costs? Will there be
Big-
costs coming out of the funds that you bring in and then,
ticket sales, such as that. Now, also, the money for renting the Central Square complex, when we say we're gonna give it back, we would like to see it used for like after-school programs, like at the gym where they let kids play basketball and stuff like that.
Okay. Any other questions?
So, 100%,
Commissioner, excuse me for a second.
She
Commissioner,
was first. She
you
go.
go?
100% of the funds come back to the gym.
Yes, ma'am. So the, to register is $300, for the insurance is $1,000. Then you have your EMT has to be there, the doctor, but Scott knows a lot of people, he can get a lot of people to volunteer. The judges, the referees, we take care of all that. And like I said, all the money that comes in goes back out to the community.
So, when you've done this in the past, give us an example of, and I know Valdosta is not Douglas, but when you held it, approximately how much money after you pay referees, EMTs and all of that? What do you usually look at in terms of a percentage of monies that go back?
Right. So it's about $3,000 to put on an event. That's like everything. And most times we get sponsors to sponsor belts for the winners. We had one in Valdosta, not a lot of marketing or anything like that, White Tiger. We had about 310 people come out. So we kind of broke even on that event. But here in Douglas, I came last month to talk to Stevie, and I had a boxing shirt on, and I stopped at Checkers. I had about 5 people ask me, like, hey, do you box? Is there a boxing event coming in town? So I know Douglas is a big fight town, and I think with the way that we set it up with local law enforcement, especially the sheriff's come out, chief police comes out, I'm expecting like 5 to 1,000 people. Really big event.
I'll be honest with you, the way the kids are doing now, we could get away with not even doing any MMA. They want to do boxing, and we'll have some grappling, but most of them will do boxing. But it'll all be amateur, they have headgear, and the referees are really, really, really watching them, so they'll stop the boxing match a way lot quicker than they would a professional match.
Okay. Any other questions, Commissioner Pierce?
That's all, Mr. Mayor.
Commissioner Garner?
Willis, what was the recommendation of Stevie?
I believe Stevie put it in his packet. I really hadn't had any conversation with these young men, and Stevie just gone out of town.
Steve's called me like 3 times, he was excited about it.
According to this, it says the recommendation is that the users pay contracted price for the usage of Gym B at Central Square.
Yeah, that's where I read
Yeah, I thought.
it. He was recommending.
And that's what was his suggestion, and we was just at this crossroad last week
Right.
when we voted for all of these people that did not get a chance to get a waiver. And it's ironic that we're back in the same seat today. So, I mean, that's what his recommendation, as a liaison commissioner, I go with his recommendation. Thank you.
Commissioner, Taylor?
For his equipment, I remember you said headgear, box, gloves, and all. Where would the supplies come from? Who would be responsible for it?
We have all that. We have all the headgear.
I'm good.
Cool. Mayor Pro Tem?
So Stevie's not recommending any kind of waiver be done?
No, sir.
Right.
No.
When you talk about other people that put in for waivers, I doubt very seriously the other people that put in for waivers have said they're going to give every dime back to the recreation.
Well, I understand that, but some things like the ones that request a waiver, they were doing for the community for free, such as food, such as other items. And I feel like if you do that as a waiver, you would set a precedence, and then you have to go back and do those too.
Oh, yes, sir. So, I wish Steve was here, but I talked to Stevie. So all the food that we bring in, so it's a nonprofit, so we can go to Little Caesars and request some pizza.
Correct.
All the food that's being sold goes back to the gym. We keep it.
Correct. Which is understandable, but we just was in an in-depth conversation, how many Thursdays ago, about this same thing. And I understand that the money will come back to us, but that still is a lot of 501c3 people that come before us and organizations come before us. So when they come back, we will have to do the same thing to them as well, to be fair. So
Okay,
we
well,
need to, so
back
we
to
need
the
to,
mayor's question, I'm fine with the fee waiver as long as, if they're putting all the money back into the city, to the rec department, that sounds logical to me.
but
I'm
my
okay
thing
with it.
is, also, it would be unfair to the ones in the community that put back in the community.
Right.
Even though it's not money, but it's still time and it's still food. And it's still whatever they do, such as Veterans Day. I mean, they had to pay.
Where was the city, excuse me, I'm sorry.
No,
Commissioner
Commissioner
Garner.
Garner.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
Yeah.
correct. So therefore, they had to pay for their waiver. I mean, they had to pay that process, and especially Pastor Dawn Jones, who feed the community. I mean, she had to pay as well. So I mean, if we're gonna do that, moving forward, we need to do the same thing too. Even though it's not funds, it's also money that's spent on, the merchandise as well.
You good?
I'm going.
Back to you, Commissioner.
Excuse me, you had mentioned that the other city that you did this in only had a break-even point after they bought. I'm sure you have to give prizes and, like you said, belts. They have to see if there's expense that comes out of this mine. And so off the top goes back into to the cost of putting the event on. So which city was it that you had just the break-even point? Valdosta, they did it and just had a break-even point, so nothing went back to the Parks and Recreation Department.
No,
Oh, nothing went back.
That's what he said.
There was a breakdown. Let me ask this right here. Commissioner Durham has asked, the director to come up with a list.
Correct.
I would say this right here, because I see that you're making an investment, and then if the event costs you $3,000, and after you pay all your expenses, there's $5,000 left over. That would go back into the Parks and Recreation. I would suggest this right here, that we may decide to table this, and then you and Stevie and Commissioner Durham sit down and have a conversation. Because we want to make sure that we're fair to you and we have a good understanding of what's going on. Any other council members want to chime in on my proposal? You okay with that? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I think, like you said, I totally agree here, because we've got some time here before the actual plans need to be made. And to help you understand, you know, where we're coming from, Mr. Hopper and all, where we're coming from, we get so many requests for our gym from wonderful, wonderful people like yourself, like, you know, ministers and people in our community that do all sorts of great things. What we've got is some decisions to make going forward, because there's been, and I don't want to say an abuse of it, but to some extent, there's an expense involved, as you can imagine, in maintenance and upkeep. And if you always give it away, then everybody's going to want to use it. You know, does that make sense?
See, we're not asking to give away. I don't understand if every person that comes in front of you said, hey, whatever it
Yeah.
costs to get this gym, we're gonna give it back to you. I don't
Right.
see why you wouldn't do that.
Well,
every
and I
time.
see what you're saying, but what we want to see is some precedent there, or something where if there was if you did this, let's say you did this year, okay, you did this year and you paid a fee, and you make a lot of money, and then the following year you come to us and say, you have a something to hang our hat on, or say, this is what's gonna come back to y'all, or something, and you
I'm
can
not
sort of
trying
show
to
us.
I'm not trying to be ugly when I say this, but you can't set a precedence until you let somebody do something.
Yeah,
You got, you
Well,
gotta have that
and
first person step out there.
The proposal is to table it. Y'all get back with Stevie and the liaison, get a fundamental understanding, because we do have to assign the proper value to the situation. One, you're talking about a cost that we can see a dollar amount, but when the other nonprofits, when they feed or they have Kayla Day or stuff like this, they don't bring us any money, but there's a significant impact on the community. So one's tangible and one's intangible. So they are giving something, because if you were at Kayla Day, I mean, Kayla Day was bang. Kayla Day was, you know, it was good to go. So there are those intangibles. So if you would, let us table this. You get back with Stevie and talk with our liaison and see if we can come up with something, okay?
Yes, sir.
Good deal, thank you.
Next item, item 4, discuss the purchase of one new 2020 Suffolk heavy duty 70-foot mid-mount aerial platform SP7 fire truck.
Yeah, well, I guess that truck.
With a ladder.
Yeah, with a ladder.
Chief very well said.
Yeah, I saw everything in there but the word truck.
Good evening. The purpose of this, agenda item is to seek approval from mayor and board of commissioners to purchase, a Suffolk heavy-duty mid-mount platform truck.
A little like this.
Okay.
We'll be purchasing it from, William Fire Apparatus, and they're located in, Ashland, Alabama. And the total proposed price is $879,905. And this truck will be replacing the 2005 model truck. And we also be seeking approval to sell this truck to Brindley Mountain Fire Apparatus for a total of $120,000. And they have agreed to let us keep the old truck until we get the new truck in, if y'all approve us to go ahead with the purchase. And the reason we're doing it now versus waiting until 21, because it takes 12 months for this truck to be built. So we can go ahead and do it now. By the time we get funds in 12 months, we'll be able to purchase out of cost. Like FY20
This
lost.
will be a FY 21 budget item that we haven't approved yet, but it's a 12-month lead time on it. And like I said, we'll be coming out of SPOS, and that is in our current SPOS for the purchase of some fire trucks and for some police cars in there.
Okay, Commissioner McNeil?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I spoke with Casey earlier this week. I think it was the day that you were out, maybe tied up. And he came by and we went over this and very much in favor of this. I think the fact that they are going to leave the other one with us and let us have the access to that for 12 months and still promises the fee for that as we trade that in. And from what I understand, Mayor, Commissioners, this is going to help us. We realize we don't have a lot of high-rise apartments or anything here, but we've got industry, a lot of industry, and this will help with those types of fires. Heaven forbid, should we have to do that. And I actually got to see a very similar truck to this when they came and did the demonstration here a few months ago. That's what I understand. It's maybe not from the same company, but a good price and everything, so I'm excited about it. I would say consent agenda if we can, yes, sir.
Mr. Moore?
That's all right.
Consent? Commissioner Pierce?
Yes, I'm fine with it. I spoke with Chief Woodson regarding the purchase of the truck, and he explained it's coming out of SPOT, so I'm fine with that. And then I just recalled that back in 2005, when we purchased the current ladder truck that we have, we received a lot of criticism, flack from the community, saying that we did not need a ladder truck, but having an opportunity to serve throughout all of those years, I can say that there are times when we do need it, so I'm definitely in support of it. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. Commissioner Taylor?
Consent.
Consent. Mr. Dern?
Consent.
Pro Tem?
Consent.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Who is Brindley Mountain Fire Apparatus LLC? Who is it?
They're just sales, like a car lot. They sell fire trucks.
Well, I don't think the city can just up and sell a fire truck to a third party.
Okay.
Because this is city property. And if you do want to sell it, that's fine.
Good deal.
But you're gonna have to advertise.
That's right.
Put it on good deals and take bids on it.
That's right.
You just can't decide and pick out, a private company to sell a piece of city equipment.
Sounds good.
So this is not the same company we're buying it
No,
from?
this is a different
It's
company.
a different company. Oh, okay. My misunderstanding there,
Not a
because
trade.
I thought it was basically a trade-in
So-
on
No,
our,
not a
okay.
trade-in.
It is not a trade-in then, and
So
I thought they were allowing us to.
what we need to do is agree to purchase it and then also agree to put it on Gov Deals or advertising.
Correct.
Cool? All right, we're gonna start the show over then. Commissioner McNeil?
Well, okay, that presents a new challenge for us, doesn't it? Because then we could be without a truck of that if we don't, City Manager, what would you recommend? What do other cities do? My understanding was that this was common.
Well,
Mr.
I've seen them
Adams?
on gov deals, but they're not quite as, they're like 50,000, 75,000. I
Yeah.
don't think we're getting much from gov deals.
For this company to offer to not only buy this from us and secure it at this price, and then offer to let us use it for this period of a year, what do other cities do, Charlie?
You don't have to put it on gov deals.
Right.
What you can do is you can advertise
Right.
for bids.
Right.
Okay,
And then you can ask this, whatever it's called, Brindley Mountain or whatever.
Right.
To submit a bid.
Yeah. That's what we need to do. If it's a different company, they can submit a bid.
Of whatever it is they're offering right now.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
As I understood it, it was not about the bid price as much as it was not being without a fire truck for 12 months. Right? Can you put that in the bid, in our quote for a request for a bid, to say this fire truck will be available a year from now?
So let me ask you this right here, with the light that Jerome has put on this. Could this wait 2 weeks and we make sure that we got everything in order? about talking to this individual that they would put in a bid at that price or minimum bid or something like that?
We could talk with them and see.
Mhm.
What would be the reason, I'm sorry, what would be the reason to wait instead of just go ahead and approve the purchase? Because we're talking two different things here.
Right.
We could go ahead and approve the purchase tonight and also hold off on the deal with this company about them purchasing ours while whoever, what's his name? Stanley handles the bid process. Couldn't we move forward in that direction? Okay. That way, I mean, because there's no need to wait from what I
So
see.
we can hold up on the sale part and go ahead with the purchase.
Right,
Right.
right.
Stanley, 1 second.
Stanley?
I understand what we're talking about, and I agree with the attorney about, you know, being in that. I wouldn't recommend talking it on good deals. I talked to Greg Brown, who's the purchasing agent in Valdosta. They've had these trucks for 4 years, about 4 years. And my understanding is they're very, very pleased with these trucks. But as talking with, they usually get rid of 3 or 4 a year because they got like 12 stations from that. And we said probably through good deals or whatever, you know, you might get 30,000 out of the truck.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So we would definitely, if you go this route, and I agree with this, the attorney about what he's saying, I would put it out for a bid process, if that's what you choose to do. I totally agree. If you're gonna do that, put it out for a bid process and hopefully get more money, then you don't get a deal.
Okay. My question is they're still gonna allow us to keep the truck?
I don't know.
See, that's the part that I'm curious about.
If we put it out there, the bid process, that way, okay, we bid it out and let us keep it in.
Well, we would just have to say available December of 2020. Yeah.
yeah, put a date on.
Come up with a price, bid price we agree on. The truck's not available till 2020. Okay? You want to get back with us on that then? Let's let our motion reflect that.
Commissioner Pearson thinks that we can say that we're gonna buy the truck and then we're gonna advertise our truck on Gov deals,
Right.
correct?
Not on that deal.
Bid process, I'm sorry, bid process. Thank you. There you go, keep out of jail. Good deal. So,
Yes, sir, I'm good with that.
Mr. Moore? Commissioner Pierce?
Yes.
Good?
Right.
Good? So we can do that on the consent?
That's it.
Okay, everybody's good on the consent. Thank you, Jerome.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Next will be item 6, have a discuss amending civil emergency management ordinance, chapter 30, article 2. Roger Goddard, City Marshal.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm going to bring before you and have a recommendation that you allow City Attorney Jerome Adams to conduct the first reading of the civil emergency management ordinance. Last time I believe our ordinance was updated in 1978. This is a model ordinance that comes from GMA to use. I handed you out a copy right before the meeting started. The old ordinance basically gave the directions and duties of what each department was supposed to be doing during an emergency and such as that. We rely on a mutual aid plan through the emergency management agency for that now, so it overrides what our current ordinance has. And I believe in 2011, Mayor Dennis signed a resolution stating to the same effect what this ordinance reads. We're just actually bringing it forward to have the first reading when we put it in ordinance
Commissioner Pearson. You're
Okay, so we just got this information tonight. So have you included the current information with this, or is this only the new what's being proposed?
This is the current information.
Okay, so what's being proposed?
It just gives you a new declaration, how you declare a state of emergency, the powers during an emergency such as enacting a curfew. There's part of the ordinance that protects the citizens where they cannot be overcharged. And also put certain stipulations on contractors that comes in after an emergency happens to repair homes to make sure they're not scamming the homeowners or the business owners in town.
This will be updated.
Yes, yes.
That's what I just asked you. You said this is the current one.
No, this is updated, the one I'm proposing here.
Oh, so that's what I was asking for, a copy of what,
I can get that to you, Brent.
Mr. Attorney.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna suggest, if you get a copy of the existing ordinance,
Right,
compare it to this one.
compare.
And he can get it for us.
Yeah. Okay, so is this like the first reading tonight?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Being that it's the first reading, and we'll have to the next meeting to actually adopt it. I'll let the break get me. Okay?
still carrying forward?
Well, it's the first
This is
reading.
my first reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good for the first reading.
Mr. Moore? Mr. McNeil?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Taylor? Mr. Durham?
Great.
Mr. Galvin?
Good.
Thank you.
The next item is item 7, tab F, discuss library appointment. Area Commission comes tonight to seek guidance from you on the application received for the library board. As you know, we've had 2 vacancies for some time. We've received 1 application. And so tonight, we're asking, basically to approve this 1 application, and we're still asking for more applications on the other vacancies that we have.
Who's the one?
One is supplying right now is Sally Cottingham.
Oh, Sally said.
Yeah.
So your recommendation is we approve that?
This will be just basically a 6-month appointment because the term starts over again, so they'll be back
Right.
for y'all in about 6 months.
So we'll approve this one
And
and
we still have a
continue.
vacancy, yes, sir.
Still continue to advertise. Commissioner Pearson, you're,
I'm great with it, yes. Mrs. Cottingham, I know her, she taught my children, I think she'd be great on the board.
we'll do with consent.
Yes.
Good consent, Ms. Moore? Commissioner McNeil?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Taylor? Mr. Durham?
Great.
Now, pro temp?
Good with it.
Consent, good deal.
Next item is item 8, tab G, discuss and approve the resolution to support and submit a joint pre-application for a CDBG innovative grant. As I discussed with y'all via email and sent you copies of all the documents and stuff, we have a unique opportunity opened up to us to fill out a joint with city and county to apply for funds for Unison on the innovative grant. Last year, DCA created a new grant. They wanted something innovative. Their definition was so strict on it that nobody got it last year. And so we're trying to help them redefine what innovative means. And so tonight I have asked Dr. Glenn to come from Unison to kind of explain a little bit what we're going after. And anyway, he made mention about something about me being his first patient there. But anyway, I don't know what all that was about, but he can express a little bit about the plan.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'll start with the why, which is really mental health and substance abuse issues and are sadly sort of in the news a lot. We know suicide occur increasing, and we know that substance abuse is a real problem for all of our sort of rural South Georgia. So innovative, this is not a regular CDBG. It has no impact at all on the regular round of community development block grant applications through the year. It's going to be innovative, and the innovative thing here is that Unison and Health Regional Medical Center and primary care organizations in this community had already been collaborating to build up what we call an integrated rural healthcare network, where we share information to allow people to have more efficient and higher quality care. So that was the innovative piece, which was already in existence before we even heard about this grant opportunity. So the unfortunate fact is that Unison's facilities in this county really are inadequate for us to fully support this rural integrated healthcare network. We couldn't hire another single counsellor if we wanted to, because we just have no space for it. So this proposal would build us a new clinic for adults, and we would ask the county to continue leasing us the present facility on Shirley Avenue to be used for children. And that will have a double benefit, it will separate the children from the adult clients, and we do have registered sex offenders in our adult clients who don't need leasing. This new facility would be both an outpatient clinic and a day services centre where people with serious mental illness, persistent, and disability could come daily to receive treatment, skills training, rehabilitation, recovery services. The cost, I think, to the city and the county is just an advertisement in the enterprise. Unison will come up with the required match and also provide the furnishings and the computer equipment for the new buildings. So I think the required match is about $300,000, and we've estimated the furniture and so forth is going to cost us around $140,000.
Can you speak up?
I'm sorry, would it help if I got closer to the mic?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. So, Unison actually owns a property on West College Park Drive, where we currently have our intellectual developmental disability services building. There is sufficient area in that property for us to accommodate the new building. We had, and again, this is just by good chance, we had already asked Nick Sutherland's architect to prepare plans for us. So when we, about 10 days ago, we heard about this innovative CDBG opportunity, we already had building plans ready to go. It's just like the stars aligned for this particular opportunity. This is a pre-application that we're asking the city and the county to approve and participate in. We will know early in December whether or not they're sufficiently impressed with the innovative part of our application to allow us to submit a full application, which would have to be early in February. And I'm guessing the way these things process, they're probably not going to go to the final results until the fall of 2020. But this is a marvelous opportunity to really get adequate facilities to serve the city and county.
Good deal. So, anyone on the council has anything that they want to ask? We can take this forward, right? Consent, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, what do you say?
I'm for it.
Consent, Mr.
We're talking about, just so we're clear, the location is currently where the current facility that's on West College
Correct.
be on the same piece of property?
Yep, there's enough space on the land to put the new building beside the existing.
Okay.
Good deal. Mr. Durham?
Consent.
Mr. Taylor?
Did, you quote the cost for the city and county, did you quote?
The Unison will pay the match.
Yeah, there's no cost. Free.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. Moore? Commissioner Pearson?
Most definitely. And I'd just like to say to you, I commend you all for a great idea, because in this society in which we live, there are so many stresses and so many people need to take advantage of the services such as these. So when I got the email from Mr. Davis, I responded back, and this was a great idea, and I definitely support it. I used to be a job coach at the, it wasn't Unison back then when I was there. It was owned by the state,
Satilla Community
Yes,
Services?
yes, that's what it was. So, yeah, very much needed. Thank you.
Good deal. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Put that on consent. Mr. Davis, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Commissioner Taylor, you was having a hard time understanding him. Me and him had the same accent. So, come from the same neck of the woods. He just on the other side of the branch over there. So.
Nothing about it.
Thanks, Doc. All right. Next item, at the regular commission meeting tonight, we're hoping to hold a public hearing as advertised in the local enterprise for the tax allocation on district public hearing. In the work session, just wanted to bring this before you to discuss the public hearing. If there's any questions, I have members here from Permanent's Niece here to talk about all the exciting things. Hopefully that'll happen here starting in March when we start turning some dirt. But tonight we come to you asking permission to be able to hold it on public hearing tonight.
That's one of the requirements, correct?
Yes, yes.
Cool. Good deal. You okay with that, Commissioner Dunn? Mr. Mayor Pro Tem?
Consent.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes, sir.
Good? Commissioner Pierce?
Yes.
We good? So we'll carry that forward?
No questions for the developers? Well, okay.
No,
All
we're
right.
good.
As long as y'all get Chick-fil-A. Okay, well, we've got Chick-fil-A and citizens folks, and we're good. So, we'll have the public hearing then at the, Starbucks and all that good stuff. We'll have that at the, regular meeting tonight.
Correct. 87%. Joe?
All right, we have 3 people who have applied to speak before you tonight. First one is Natalie Lugo of 1106 Lee Avenue. She is not here. The next citizen is Robert C. Sutton Jr. of 1315 South Pearl Avenue to discuss a police incident that happened on, I guess it was 11:15, and on a complaint that was filed on 11:18. Mr. Sutton.
Mr. Sutton? Please go to the mic, state your name, address for the record, and you have 3 minutes, okay? Thank you.
My name is Robert Sutton Jr. Had y'all passing me here. This is my first time being here. And I only have 3 minutes, so I'll make it short and sweet. My family was begun in injustice. At the time of this incident, I've since then tried to take proper channels to get some kind of resolution, maybe some type of even discussion about it, and none of those requirements were met. So I have with me packets here for each of you containing our notice to sue. However, in accordance with OCGA 36-33-5, this notice can be settled now for $500,000 or litigated in the United States District Court for $1.5 million. That's why I'm here today. Do you have a jailer that can give this to y'all, or do I need to hand it to y'all personally?
Mr. Jordan?
It's an anti-litter notice, sir.
Is Roger here from Douglas? Is Roger here?
You can give me, it's called anti-litter notice.
Yes, well, I wasn't sure on the proper pronunciation of it, sir. I didn't come here to have court. I just came to address you all with this issue.
Pass out what you got.
And I have paperwork here for everyone. I
Yes.
thought this was the proper way to do it.
That's fine, you can give it to us.
Here you are, sir.
I don't know y'all personally, so you have to bear with me.
I was gonna have you
I'm
do
looking
that.
for,
Here, Mr. Godwin.
Okay.
Thank you. That's mine.
Cool. Anything else, Mr. Sutton?
once again, I'd like to thank you all. You too, Mr. Mayor, for when the initial incident happened and the things you did to help my wife get a bond to get out of jail. And just everybody for giving me a chance to finally come speak and bring forth my paperwork.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Did I hear you say, I can see you got a couple more seconds, did I hear you say that you had tried to sit down and meet, but you hadn't been able to do so?
Yeah, let me hurry up. You got time? Y'all got time in there?
There were like 30 seconds left.
I actually came here, since everybody's here. I came here Monday to get some type of resolve about this issue. And I ran into a very uncomfortable, unprofessional meeting with the chief of police and the city manager, to where me and my wife felt intimidated and or tried to persuade me to not go forth with my paperwork. So yes, I've tried.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sutton.
Am I required to stay?
No, you're not.
Okay, thank you.
Next.
Next item, person is Mr. Roscoe Allen, 7065 Estelle Road, here to speak about some violations in this respect.
Good evening. You have 3 minutes.
First of all, Mayor, dealing with the city charter here. You have been violating your oath of office. Also, you've been violating the city charter. I have the power of the duty of a mayor. It says that mayor shall preside at all meetings of the city commission, be the head of the city for the purpose of serving, possess, and for serve on the purpose, and be the official spokesperson for the city and the chief advocate of policy. Have the power to administer oath and take a affidavit. This is the main one, don't listen. Order. Jerome, don't you listen to now, cause ordinance and other instruments executed by the city, which by law are required to be in writing. Now, just like this right here, say 3 minutes. Now I got on the word, say ain't no such thing in there. Y'all got an order, say I got 3 minutes. You got it? This is the city charter. It tells everybody what they can and can't do. Now, all right, Jerome? That's a fact now. Right here. Now, I have also, every public official who holds elected office, either by election or by appointment, is subject to recall from office by electors who are ready and qualified to vote in the recall election, who reside in the electoral district from which candidate are elected to their office. Now, all right? Abuse of office, Mayor, criminal law violation can arise from public service, include violation of oath of office. All right? Okay. This is the things that you can be took from office for: suspension and removal of elected officials. And all y'all listening to. Okay. Has committed an act of malfeasance. Now this is what malfeasance means to all y'all here. It means wrong, especially by a public official. You got me now? Okay, I'm going down the line.
You have 30 seconds.
I know what I got, Mayor. And also, Mayor, I will meet with my city, I will meet with my attorney. Roy Cole, who Jerome Allen know real good, he have sued the city before. On Wednesday at 8:30. Now, I'm not going for no recall. I'm going for impeachment of office by the mayor. You got that? Put it in the paper, cause I'm going for it. That's right. Every time I come up here and try to do right, hey, you shut me down. That's right.
Alan, that's your 3 minutes.
Well, that's fine with me, Mayor.
Thank you.
Cause you ain't gonna be up here, but if I can help you, take that to the bank. I told you I was coming back there.
Mr. Davis?
Thank you, Mr. Evans.
Thank you too. I appreciate that. Now I'm through.
That concludes all the general comments, and I have no updates.
Okay. Well, we have a few minutes. We'll do it again in 5 minutes. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah, Roger, Mr. God. Oh, he's over there. I was just looking at him. Here in a minute, can you turn this heat down? It's just a secretary. Okay, no, they come.
Okay, just, I need to see it.
Would you please physically check your phone and make sure that it's on silent or vibrate? Okay? We have 1, 2, we have enough to get started.
Mayor, can you give me 30 seconds, maybe?
30 seconds?
Or maybe 45.
I'll give you 30 now. All right, to the council, remember, we're going to, city manager says we have to go into an executive session for some properties or whatever. So, we're trying to move. Executive session, Natalie, I'm sorry. So, hopefully we can move through this meeting expeditiously and move on, okay? Here we go. You ready?
Just a second.
Yes.
I want to hear from the city manager. He's trying to get his consent items together. So what other executive session items?
Mr. City Manager, what's the executive session item?
Current litigation and, property, real estate issues.
Okay. We're good? Our hearts and minds clear. Everybody physically check your phone. If you would, take a second up here. If we can move some and clean up the house a little bit. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're good? All hearts and minds clear? Ready on the left, ready on the right. Here we go. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the City of Douglas Marion Commission. This will serve as our regular meeting for November the 25th, 2019. And we're gonna have our invocation by the pastor of Grace Point, Pastor Watson. How you doing, sir?
Doing good.
Good. Yes, sir.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak just for a moment, just to encourage you that at Grace Point Church, you may not know who we are, but if you see 4 coffee signs, that's us. And so we think it's important that you're for people, because we live in a world where everybody's against. That's what people are known for. And so we want our church, but not only our church, but our community to be known for what we're for, not what we're against. And so if we're for each other, we'll have a great community. And so we spend too much time trying to focus on the things that we're against. So if we can encourage that in the community, we want to do that. Also, that we're for our leadership in our community. And I know, because I'm a leader and in our church and pastor of the church, leadership's hard. And you need encouragement as well. So I know that God's put you in those places, and we're thankful for that. And it's also a huge, huge accountability before God, just as I have as a pastor. And so it would be well for us not just to pray for you now, but also to pray for you every day, because it's a hard job. And so, but God's put you in that place to empower you to do it, and we're thankful for you. So let me pray for the meeting, for you guys, and may God's blessing would be on us. But Father, just thank you so much for the opportunity to be here tonight. And thank you that you put people in place in government and in churches and businesses that help to make communities great. And Father, we all are here gathered in one place with one idea that we want a great community. And there are things that need to be better. There are things that need to be worked on. And so we can do that best when we come together and we're for each other, not just for ourselves. And as Jesus has proved to us, as he died for us on the cross, that you loved us and you gave yourself for us, that you came and died for us as we lived into the Christmas season. We know that's why you came. And so, Father, let our hearts be in that same way, that we would be focused on the things that we're for and not the things that we're against. So I pray for the leadership here, that you would give them wisdom, and that you would allow them to use the positions that they have to serve this community better And so, Father, we pray that we would honor them in every way. And it's in your son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Next is the Pledge of Allegiance. If you would, please stand, and I will lead us in that. We'll get started. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next on the agenda, we have the approval of the order of the agenda.
So moved. Second.
Been motion and second. Any further discussion? Motion carries. Next on the agenda, we have the second reading and adoption of the clean indoor air ordinance. And that will be our city attorney. He's gonna read over that for us. Good evening.
Good evening, how's everybody?
Doing well. Well.
You know, in the work session, they were talking about using the gym over here for those boxing matches for those kids. I'm gonna check and see if they have a similar division, because I'm gonna sign up Charlie for it. I'm gonna be in the corner, he'll be right.
It'll be the other way around.
All right, it's been orders for the city of Douglas, Georgia Code of Ordinance to amend the city of Douglas Code of Ordinance, chapter 30, civil emergency. This is not coming here. Hello. It's being ordered for the city of Douglas, Georgia Code of Ordinances to amend the city of Douglas Clean Indoor Air Act, section 50 to 51, and for other purposes. It's a very lengthy ordinance, so I'll go ahead and read it. What's one about it? Also read for the first time at the regular meeting of the Mayor's Board of Commissioners, City of Douglas, on November 14th, 2019, read the same time and passed ordained at the regular meeting of the Mayor's Board of Commissioners on December 9th, 2019, and this is ready for action.
Right, I got no vote here.
Ready?
Public hearing?
No.
No public hearing? All right, good deal. So at this time, I entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second. It's been motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
You didn't ask for discussion, Mr. Mayor. I was gonna try to find out in discussion if Mr. Goddard was able to find the answer to my question last meeting about whether or not those vapors, whatever you call those things, vaping, will it give off secondhand smoke as regular smoking does?
Yes, it does. It's not smoke, but vapor, and it has nicotine in it, which is an addictive substance.
I'm just, okay, y'all had both, I'm gonna abstain because I really don't have enough information.
Okay. Motion carries. Next on the agenda is the items placed on the consent agenda. And as always, we'll turn that over to our city manager to list the items that were on the consent agenda. Mr. City Manager.
Mayor, we have 5 items coming over on the consent agenda. I'll read them off to you. The first one is item 1, approval of November 14, 2019 minutes. Item 4, approval of the purchase of 1 new long name fire truck. Item 5, approval of the memorandum of agreement with the Georgia Department of Community Affairs Plan First program. Item 7, approval of the library board appointment. And item 8, approval of the resolution to support and submit a joint pre-application for a CDBG innovative grant. Those are the 5 items.
At this time, I entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is work session items brought forward for discussion.
We have 3 items coming over individually from the work session. The first item will be item 2 from the work session to announce the Recreation Commission vacancy due Lewis Crockett, Park and Recreation.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
As of 12/31 of this year, we will have 3 vacancies coming up available on the Recreation Commission. We're asking your permission and approval to move forward with the advertising of those vacancies.
Entertain a motion.
So
No,
moved.
no, you gotta advertise.
Right.
Right, just advertise.
Yes.
Yes, yes, we're good on that.
Next.
That is what-
Thank you.
Next item be item 6, to allow for the first reading of discussing amending the Civil Emergency Management Ordinance, Chapter 30, Article 2.
Mr. Adams, good evening again.
Good evening again. This will be the first reading, no action required tonight. This will be an ordinance of the City of Douglas, Georgia Code of Ordinance to amend the City of Douglas Code of Ordinances, Chapter 30, Civil Emergency, Article 2, Emergency Management, Section 30 through 26 through 30 through 30, provide for the second day for other purposes, given on name by the Mayor Board Commission of the City of Douglas, the regular meeting assembly pursuant to law authority thereof. Civil emergencies of the City of Douglas, Georgia, is amended, substantial amended as follows by deleting Chapter 30, Article 2, Section 30 through 26. And then 30-31 and replacing it in its entirety. Offered read for the first time at a regular meeting of the Mayor Board Commission of the City of Douglas, Georgia on November 25th, 2019. And you'll have take action on this in the second reading on December 9th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Charlie?
Next item, last item is item 9, conduct a tax allocation district public hearing. Be Jerome Adams, and we also have representatives here from the developers.
Charlie? The library, what's the issue in the library? We're just gonna advertise that?
Right, yes, sir.
Okay, good deal.
Alright, this time I'll call to order a public hearing as required by OCGA 36-44-7B. This is a public hearing regarding the adoption of the proposed City of Douglas Tax Allocation District Number 1, Douglas Square, redevelopment plan with respect to the redevelopment area described in the redevelopment plan. The redevelopment area consists of 4 tax parcels containing 27 acres of land located out on 441 South. A copy of the plan is here at City Hall as well as on the city's website. And if you're here tonight and wish to make a comment on this tax allocation district, please step to the podium and state your name and whatever comment you may have. That's what I thought. There are no comments there. I'll click it over here. Oh, you do?
I have one more question.
On the tax allocation district.
Oh, this, oh, okay. I'm
That's
sorry.
just the tax allocation
Okay, I'm
district.
sorry, I'm sorry.
Okay. So,
I conclude the public hearing.
good deal. No action, correct? Public hearing, check that out. People will step closer to that Chick-fil-A.
As in your agenda packet, also too, on prior emails, there's a bunch of timelines we gotta hit until August, you'll check your dates, so we'll be, at the next commission meeting, approval of this redevelopment plan. Between now and then, there's probably gonna be some modifications as we discuss things with the school board and with the county. And so we're trying to meet the December 31st deadline of all the stuff so we can turn it over to the state. So, we'll be having those discussions many times throughout the month of December.
Good deal.
That's all the items from the work session.
Charlie, don't be late.
Yes, sir.
The next on the agenda is staff comments.
You're skipping concerns from Commissioner Pearson.
No, there was a revised, we're after this.
Okay.
Staff comments. There are no staff comments. The next item is concerns from Commissioner Pearson.
Thank you. Before we go into my concerns, Mr. City Manager, I think we left off something from the agenda from previous meeting. Last meeting, we were supposed to have people to send their names in if they were interested in serving on the utilities?
It's being advertised.
I thought it was supposed to be advertised for 2 weeks.
Right. So we're in our first week of advertisement, so it'll go through this week for the second week, so then at the next commission meeting.
So that's gonna be more than 2.
We had the commission meeting on that Thursday night, so we missed a week because they go to print on Mondays. So then this week is the first week that it's advertised, and then next week, we met last Thursday, so we're in the print this week.
Still, so it's actually gonna be more than 2 weeks.
Right,
though.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. But I think somebody came forward to put their name in, or you don't know?
I haven't seen anybody yet.
Okay. Do you know, Ms. Wendell?
It's about 2, 3 people.
2 or 3 who have? Okay. All right. Okay, that's all I have concerning that, so I will address my concerns.
No, sir.
And I wanted to come from my seat so that when I speak to people, I like to look at them. And I'm mainly addressing my colleagues. So let me first and foremost say good evening to all of you, but to all of you as well. I bring you all greetings in the name of our Father and our Creator, the Most High God. It is my sincere prayer that you all are well. I stand before each of you tonight because there are many things going on within our community, and actually these things have weighed heavily upon my heart. There are some things which have gone on here in the city of Douglas which have been very damning to our citizens. Some people might expect me to say our employees, but a lot of our employees are our citizens. So I'm going to say our citizens because we have an obligation to the citizens of Douglas, Georgia, because we took an oath. I am before you because I know that it is true, to whom much is given, much is required. As the longest sitting elected official on this council, and I say longest sitting because I have been there without an interruption, and Commissioner Moore has had an interruption. So as the longest sitting elected official on this council, let me say that I step up to the plate to lead by example. Quite frankly, I am really just tired of all the mess that has gone on by our administration. Quite honestly, quite frankly. In the past, I realized that I have expressed myself in ways that I have offended some people, and for offending the individuals that I have, I say to you, please forgive me. It has not been my intention to offend you. I am mature enough, and I possess the integrity to say to those of you, when you were offended, again, please accept my apologies. Nonetheless, let me be clear. I make no apologies for taking a stand against injustices which I believe have taken place by our administration. I stand firm, and I will always stand firm to fight for justice. That's my city phone ring, and I apologize for it. Moving forward, which is what we must do for progress' sake. I've had numerous people to approach me, say to me, we must do something differently for the sake of our community We must do something differently. And I agree with them. I'm reminded of a conversation held between myself, a couple of pastors, and a few others, saying, how do we move forward? How do we move forward? Being that I have been the longest sitting elected official on this council, I will take 80% of the blame, if you all want to so put it. I will take 80% of the blame. So therefore, I'm stepping up tonight to say I'm willing to find a solution to the madness that has gone on, because madness has gone on, personal agendas or what have you, conspiracies or what have you, emails being sent or what have you, and the next day or two, the media requesting it because they were privy to information about those fields. But we're putting all of that behind us. Because see, one thing about moving forward, we got to be willing to forgive. And I know that those emails that went out, some of them were targeted at me. And I say today, and I will forever say, they were lies. And that's probably why they have not surfaced any further. They were lies, but nonetheless, it's okay, because in this line of work, when you stand for what's right, you're going to be lied on sometime. I'm willing to deal with that. I'm willing to be lied on. I'm willing to be talked about. I'm willing to be ridiculed. Because if it's for what's right, if it's for justice, I'll be the sacrifice. I will be the sacrifice. As long as nobody else gets treated as they are not a human being, like some people have been treated. I'm not calling names. I'm not doing any of that. I just want to put stuff behind us and move forward. In all sincerity, how do we move forward? Mr. Mayor asked me that question 2 or 3 days after the election. And I gave him an answer, and I stand by my answer. But I'm going to put it in another way. Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, Commissioner Durham, Commissioner Taylor, Commissioner McNeil, Commissioner Moore, Commissioner Pearson. It's time for us to step up to the plate and represent the citizens of Douglas like they deserve to be represented. Stop the hidden agendas. Stop the personal clicks. It's time out for it. It's time to be about the people's business here in Douglas if we want to move forward. Because I tell you, if we don't, then we will be known as the administration that doomed the city of Douglas and didn't let it grow like it can grow. I'm talking to you all heart to heart tonight. When we leave here tonight, I'm telling you all that has gone on with all, however I feel like I might have been treated as fellow colleagues, that's behind me. I want us to move forward. And in order to do that, I believe, we must be hitters. Hitters and not haters. H-I-T-T-R-S, not H-A-T-E-R-S. In being a hitter, we must be honest. We must demonstrate integrity. We must always tell the truth, not lies. We must demonstrate respect and be selfless. Not about ourselves, but for the common good of our citizens. Therefore, my fellow colleagues, will we move forward for our citizens? Because it is the right thing to do. Or will we backbite, lie, conspire, or what have you? Because that's easy to do. And sometimes it's more popular. You decide. You decide. And it's not about what we say, it's about what we do. What we do from here on out. Lastly, as I take my seat, I want to say to my constituents, my diehard constituents who have stood by me through a bogus trial where I was lied upon about helping someone to vote. People thought it was an absentee ballot, but it was not. But my constituents, those people who have supported me, I want to let everybody know, this is not about me, y'all. I'm telling you, people want me out of office. It's not about me. In 1995, when citizens knocked on my door, when I was not even elected, we need help in Douglas. I came down here to a city council meeting in 1995. Commissioner Harrell was the commissioner in the seat I served in. And I spoke for those people, over 50, 60 people, who felt that they were not being given a fair chance by our City of Douglas Police Department. You see, it's not about me because I did not want to run for office then, not at that point. Political science major, but did not plan to go into government right then. I actually planned to go on to law school. But when the people came to me saying what was happening, and when I came back from college with a BA degree in political science and get told that I could not get hired here in the city of Douglas because this is not a political process, I said, okay, I got a 4-year degree. If I'm not getting an interview, didn't get an interview for years, till I changed my name and got married. And then I'd be told in that meeting, in that interview, oh, I did not know this was you. Because my name was no longer Coley, it was Pearson. Being qualified all the time for interviews, but didn't get them. So that's why I decided to run for office, because I wanted things to change. I wanted people who were being turned down for having an opportunity to be given an opportunity. So that's why I ran. And that's why I believe in my heart, God appointed me to that position and allowed me to win, because the trial was a motive to get me out of the seat. It was conspired upon with this last election to get me out of the seat. But I'll say to you all this. When God gets ready for me to no longer sit here and represent his people who are oppressed and downtrodden and treated unfairly, he will move me. So all your little tactics and antics that some people do, I'm not talking about y'all. I'm not talking about my colleagues. I'm talking about the outside source. All of those antics, those plots, those conspiracies, they will not work. But I say to you, my fellow colleagues, let's get it together, because none of us know when we're going to lay down and close our eyes for the last time. And I want to have a clear conscience that God is satisfied, that I didn't mistreat anybody, that I did what I could to help everybody. So I say that to you, my colleagues. What will you all decide? How will we move forward? It's on y'all. From this day on with me, it's about showing an example, loving, forgiving, as hard as it has been for me to forgive somebody who wanted to incarcerate me for 5 years for a crime I did not commit. As hard as that has been, I've been able to do that. And I've been able to do it because of the fact, greater is he who is in me than he who is in the world. And we've got to all get to that point. I didn't mean to get this passionate about what I'm saying, but this is real where we are. I can't stress it enough. People's lives are in our hands. Thank y'all.
At this point, I will entertain a motion to go into executive session. So a motion is second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. We'll take about 2 minutes to clear out the city hall, and we'll go into executive session. Thank y'all.
We have the police and we can still and then tell us that they can't tell us nothing about what took place. You heard the passion speak. I live in Coley Pearson. I was in the courtroom and they tried to take me in. Down in 30 to 40 of the city. But in the end, she was victorious. And it was indeed and total disgrace. And I want you all to go to Austin, G.B.R. and Mission Olivia Coley Pearson and get the rest of the story. I've seen this same thing in the many other cities. Let's get out of here, y'all. Have a good night. God just can't take it. I love you. That's why I'm doing all right.
I'm sorry. I ran over the plate.
All right, cousin. All right, Reverend. Doing great.
Sure. We want to set up a time. I have a feeling with the time.
Now you're going into
What grade are you?
I mean, y'all need to say yea or nay to that, because, I mean, y'all did make a motion for it to be $1,000. We are in the process of writing up the contract on that. So if y'all are going to change that decision, I mean, y'all can't wait till the next commission meeting if you have to, but he wants to move in on January 1st. So we do need to know if y'all are going to change that price or not change that price.
Okay.
And the reason he said that, he stated because of the condition of the building.
Let's put that on our next.
Ladies and gentlemen, all right.
So this time, we have a motion to adjourn. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. We stand adjourned. Oh, happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
It's great. We are here. If we can fight, folks. Come up out of here. Do I need to sign anything?